Ön a Mathias Corvinus Collegium az MCC podcastját hallgatja. Tudjon meg rólunk többet az mcc.hu honlapunkon, Facebook, Instagram és Twitter csatornáinkon, valamint olvassa professzoraink, külső szerzőink és diákjaink írásait corvinák.hu tudásbázisunkon.
We welcome every listener to the MCC Learning Institute podcast with the title of Women in Innovation, in Education, Education Technology and Talent Development. This podcast series was initiated by Flóra Rétfalvi, a researcher at the Learning Institute. In this episode, I, Enikő Szakos, the coordinator of the Institute, will be engaging in conversation with our distinguished guest from Israel, Orna Kopolovich. Dear Orna, we sincerely appreciate your acceptance of the invitation to join us on the MCC Learning Institute podcast. Before I proceed with my questions, allow me to provide an introduction. Orna is a senior lecturer at Holon Institute of Technology, where she is head of the Center for Negotiation Management and Business Innovation. She is a member of the Board of Trustees and of the Supreme Academic Council at Holon Institute of Technology. She is also the advisor to the President for Gender Equity in Academia. Her research focuses on negotiation management, especially in the applied perspective and with a technological orientation. The main topics in her research are international business negotiation management, both in person and online, and negotiating as part of technology management with legal, cultural, and gender aspects. As part of her vision to instill her experience and knowledge in the field of negotiation management and conflict solving, she developed a massive open online course on negotiation management. The course was developed as part of an award for digital academic courses by the Council for Higher Education, Israel. The questions will relate to different aspects of the title, but firstly, I would like the audience to get to know you better. So let me start with questions focusing more on your personality. We can find numerous different definitions of innovation in various dictionaries, each with different focus. What does innovation mean to you?
Wow, innovation is a spirit of life for me. It is hope for better future. I think it is a connection between ideas, values to practice or to products that lead to positive change and improvement in various aspects of life. It should be said that innovation is not only technology. It is the ability to look at things from a new and creative perspective, changing our framework and asking ourselves, what else? What else can we do to improve, to make things better? And this is the questions I ask myself every morning. This is what an innovation means for me.
It's very nice. If it's an ability in a person, as you said, what qualities do you believe make you or can make anyone else innovative?
I think it's a combination of seriously a desire to learn new things all the time, along with sense of social responsibility and an understanding that we are part of something bigger than ourselves and have a valuable role here.
And what motivated you to start working on this field? Earlier when we talked, you mentioned that you really like helping others. Was it maybe one of them? What was it?
My innovation focus on two areas, negotiation and women leadership. Look, I was born and raised in a very conflictual environment in multicultural country with a history of wars. I remember myself as a child thinking a lot about how it could be done better. After all, it can't be that you have to live life like this. These questions lead me to study political science and psychology in order to understand things in the two aspects, society and personality. Then I study communication and engage in creative communication in the world of advertising. Then I studied law and mediation. And finally, I came to conflict resolution and management, which is a combination of everything together. I think it's connect my knowledge and experience to the person I have become.
Now, as we had the background, let's focus more on the work you do now and the innovation part. Could you please describe your practical involvement, both as the head of the Center for Negotiation Management and Business Innovation, and a little more as the board advisor to the President for Gender Equity, please?
As the head of the Center for Negotiation Management and Business Innovation, I'm involved in the development of study materials and training for our students and for managers in high-tech industry. Negotiation, as you know, is one of the most important skills for everybody. We developed the digital academic course, the MOOC. Is the first in Israel which won the award from the Council for Higher Education. We also develop innovation technology system, which we call NSS, Negotiation Support System. It's to practice and to help managers to practice negotiation and to better prepare themselves for the process of negotiation. And as the head of the unit for the advertisement of women in the academy, I developed 2 leadership programs for women, which include training in soft skills, mentoring, and inspiration. Our programs are like a bridge between academia and industry. And in addition, we have a program of technological leadership in elementary school, which also including studying programming. I have created collaborations with several important companies in Israel, high-tech industry, and they take part in the training of our female students and allow them a good entry into the world of work.
So how do you drive innovation within your area of expertise? What do you do to innovate your field?
Well, I try to read and study all the time in order to stay up to date on what is happening in my fields and identify trends, challenges, and opportunities. I set goals and update them once a while, and I encourage creative thinking and encourage those around me to think outside the box. I listen to new ideas and insight from those around me, and above all, I remind myself that innovation is a journey, step by step, and you have to keep going even there are challenges along the way.
That's a very important work that you're doing, and it must be sometimes very difficult. What are the most significant challenges you face?
Well, my biggest challenges today is about integration. You know, the most important challenge for me is finding a balance point between what we know and what is new. This is not only about technology, but also about belief, thinking, and perception. We live in a very changing world, especially after COVID. The world work has changed. Open AI is available to us. And this is a big question. How do we combine traditional and innovation?
And turning to womanhood, as it's also mentioned in the title, can you reflect on the question, how does being a woman help you in negotiation management?
I think that the ability to be empathic and understand the other side, even if I don't agree with him, to respect him, and above all, to give him a good feeling, is something that is considered emotional management of women. I find that it's helped me, especially in difficult conflicts, to reach long-term agreement, really win-win between the parties. I'm not sure it's just because I'm woman, but maybe it's part of that.
In your experience, does negotiation management differ in Israel compared to the rest of the world?
Yes, of course. Negotiation and mediation differ from culture to culture. You know, Israel is a multicultural country with people who came from different cultures and hold different perspectives that affect their framing regarding how to resolve conflict, regarding power or cooperation, and even the questions of whether it is right to make eye contact during negotiation. It can be very challenging because sometimes you think the other party understands you because they speak the same language, dress like you, but there is a cultural wall there, which sometimes not visible. I think the main challenge is to understand it and learn the other side. Really put yourself in their shoes. This is the only way, in my option, to really resolve conflicts in negotiation.
And as a closing message, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I think it's don't waste so much time worrying. Must things work themselves out.
Thank you very much for this conversation and sharing your thoughts. We appreciate everyone who followed our discussion, and if you enjoyed, please consider following MCC and the Learning Institute on all social media channels. Also, make sure to listen to our previous podcast episodes where we discuss women in innovation, education, educational technology, and talent development. You've been listening to Orna Kopolovich, the head of the Center for Negotiation Management and Business Innovation in Holon Institute of Technology, and Enikő, coordinator of the MCC Learning Institute. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Köszönjük, hogy meghallgatta ezt az MCC podcast epizódot. További híreinket és tartalmainkat megtalálhatja az mcc.hu honlapon, valamint Facebook, Instagram és Twitter csatornáinkon. Professzoraink, külső szerzőink és diákjaink írásaiért keresse fel corvinák.hu tudásbázisunkat.